Hey everyone, it's Kim. As promised, it is Wednesday, so here is my 22-week pregnancy update. Sorry. So I guess right before I talk about the pregnancy this week, I will do a brief recap of our trip. It was so much fun. For those of you who are just subscribing, this past weekend we went away to Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C. area, and we had a family wedding. My cousin got married to his girlfriend of 7 years. I want to say 7 years. And so she was already like part of the family. This just made it more official. But we all love her so much, and we are so thrilled that she is now officially part of the family. So we had a blast. It was so great to see everybody, because some of these family members we only see like once a year, or in the event of, you know, a funeral or a wedding, which a funeral is never any fun. And for those of you who have been following me for a while, you'll know the last time I saw this group of people was in October for my grandmother's funeral. So, you know, that was a really hard time to get together, and it was brief, and so we only got to see each other for like a day or two. So this was a much more relaxed, much more fun atmosphere for us all to be together in. And so, you know, it obviously made me very happy that we were there for a joyous reason, to celebrate and the coming together of people, rather than having to celebrate the life of someone who is no longer with us. So it was a good reason to be together, and it was so good to see everyone. We had so much fun. It was my first time meeting baby Eleanor, who is right now the baby of the family. My cousin, my oldest cousin, after many, many years of infertility, finally was able to get pregnant, and she had her baby girl a couple months ago. So she's 4 months old now, and she's so tiny and petite and cute, and oh my gosh, she's just perfect, and she looks just like her daddy. Oh, it is precious, you guys. It's so cute. And so it was really nice to be able to see her. I got to hold her and snuggle her and just get some baby love, so that was really nice to get to be able to do. So I was kind of on cloud nine. I do have pictures of the wedding and of you know, baby Eleanor, and just of our trip in general. I have that all on my Instagram. So if you go to, you know, the link in my profile, you can get to my Instagram from there, or the username is listed below. I want to apologize in advance for the lighting. We're having a really like weird cloudy day, and I have all the lights on in my house, but like if the clouds come by, my whole face like goes into shadow for whatever reason, which kind of is dumb. But hopefully the lighting stays okay and you can see me for most of this. I just want to get that out of the way now. As many of you know, my son is on vacation by himself. Yes, by himself. Well, not really by himself, but without his father and I. He is with my parents and some of my aunts and uncles and cousins. He is in New Hampshire at our lake house. So my husband and I opted not to go this summer because we want to take all the time we can when baby Sparrow arrives. We want to be able to really focus on our time as the four of us, you know, me, my husband, Bear, and Sparrow. We want to really, you know, get to know each other better as now a new family of four, and make that adjustment period as smooth as possible. So my husband is saving pretty much all his vacation time and his sick time and everything, and he's gonna, I think, float some holidays too, but he's gonna try to take, you know, like 3 weeks off when the baby comes. So we'll have that time just as the four of us for, you know, those first 3 weeks, which will be really special. So we opted out of the awesome summer vacation at the lake this year, but my son still got to go. He left on Sunday. He went straight from the wedding. We came home back to South Florida, and we got home at like 9 o'clock on Sunday night. And he, instead of coming home, he went from D.C. to New Hampshire with my parents. So he will be there for 1 more week. I get him back next Wednesday night. So it is a very, very long time without my sweet baby, and it's so weird to not have him here and just like see all his toys and know like he is 1,500 miles away from me, and I feel every inch of it. But I know he's in really good hands, and you know, I know he's having fun. I do talk to him on the phone, so I do get little updates about his day, and you know, he always tells me, "I'm having so much fun, Mommy. I love you, Mommy." you know, so I know he's having a good time, and that's what really matters. And, you know, I do miss him, but I will get him back in a week. So that's exciting. So stay posted for that. I will probably have an airport video of me picking them up at the airport. I will likely film that. I might not, but I probably will. Anyway, enough of all of that. You are here to hear about how my pregnancy is going, so I will give you that now. I will start with symptoms, I guess. As far as symptoms go, I'm having quite a few this week. Heartburn would definitely be one of the most prominent. I find that it happens a lot. Even if I'm standing, I'll get like this, like acid reflux, like burn kind, like heartburn. I get it even when I'm standing. It's worse if I lay down within like 45 minutes of eating or drinking a lot of fluid, like more than a couple sips. If I drink like a whole cup of water and I lay down, I feel it. I need to wait at least 45 minutes before I lay down in order to like combat it. I do have Tums for when it gets really bad, and I find that those are helping me a lot. But I had heartburn just like this with Bear. So, and he was born with a ton of hair, like so much hair. So I'm wondering if, you know, the same thing will happen for Sparrow. I know there's not really like any concrete, super duper, absolutely proof that heartburn causes hair growth in babies, but there was a study done that like the hormone that causes heartburn or something, like the hormone that releases the valve that causes heartburn is the same hormone that stimulates hair growth in babies. I don't know if I read that right, but there was a study done that did show that there was a correlation between heartburn and hair growth. But who knows? You know, she could come out bald as a potato. I mean, we'll see. But I am definitely interested to see if she does have hair like her brother. But yeah, heartburn. It is manageable, but I know the farther this pregnancy goes, the worse it'll get. But I am prepared to handle it. I find that lately I'm getting short of breath. If I try to like walk too far, like too fast, or like going up a flight of stairs, like when I come up the stairs in the house, I'm like, oh, and I'm like, there's no way I'm this out of shape. No, I'm just pregnant and all my organs are crushing each other and my lung space has gotten smaller. You know, so I do notice that I get short of breath and I have to kind of stop and like breathe, which it's a little inconvenient, but it's not bad. It's not like I feel like I'm going to die. It's just like I feel like I need to catch my breath. I feel winded. So it's not too bad. I am getting hot flashes still. They're coming a little bit more frequently and lasting a little bit longer than they used to. But again, nothing completely unmanageable. They're pretty manageable. I find that I'm getting fatigue again. I'm starting to feel that drain on my energy. Like at night when I lay down in bed, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's finally bedtime. I am so tired. And then in the mornings, no matter how much, I can sleep 10 hours and I still won't want to get out of bed. I'm like, no, I need at least another hour of sleep. I'm so tired. I want to sleep all the time. But obviously, I can't sleep all the time. So I'm just kind of fighting through that, doing the best that I can. I find that I'm getting more easily dehydrated. So I have to drink a ton of water. I try to go through one of these cups in an hour, just for size reference. It's roughly the size of my head. And I try to go through one of these in an hour. So, yeah. Which, of course, then leads to frequent bathroom trips. But what can you do? My lower back and like my pelvis, I found, I'm starting to get that pain. I didn't get it until the 3rd trimester with Bear, but I figured it would show up earlier this time. So like sometimes it'll hurt. So sometimes it doesn't bother me at all. And then sometimes I'll like go to roll over in bed from like one side to the other, and it's like excruciating pain in my pelvis, and it hurts so bad. But I know as soon as I roll, I'll be fine. It's just that actual movement, the actual rolling motion is what hurts. And like flipping from side to side, it's like stabbing pain. And sometimes my pelvis will even pop, like you'll hear it, like, you know, when you crack a knuckle, like that kind of like pop sound. My pelvis does it, but it's really loud. It's like, pah! And my husband will just look at me and be like, are you okay? I'm like, oh. But usually once it pops, it releases some of that pressure and it feels a little bit better. but like my hips and my pelvis are like cracking left and right. And I know it's because her head is down. You know, my midwife confirms this at every appointment. She like really feels around in there, and like based on where we find her heartbeat with the Doppler, and then also based on the ultrasound I had, the anatomy scan, she was head down, and the midwife says if she had flipped, you would have felt it. You know, so she is still head down, and she's pretty low, you know. So she said it's not surprising that my pelvis is spreading and opening, you know, this early and just starting to prepare. Which I don't mind, because it means it's doing its job. You know, my pelvis will be ready to go when it's time for labor. It's just painful. But I am looking for tips and tricks to combat that pain. So if you know of a way to kind of lessen that pelvic pressure and pelvic and hip and lower back pain, if you know of a little tip or trick for that, that would be amazing, because I desperately need it. I am experiencing Braxton-Hicks contractions. I didn't really start noticing them until third trimester with my son, but I think it was because I didn't know what to look for, and it wasn't until they became more obvious, like, oh, that's a Braxton-Hicks. Wow, you know, my tummy's getting really hard, you know, wow, for a really long time. You know, that's when I started noticing it. But now I think because I've been through it once before, I'm noticing it sooner. It's more like, oh, my tummy's getting, oh, okay, Braxton-Hicks, and it'll leave within 30 seconds to a minute. My stomach will relax. And I don't have very many, maybe 3 a day tops. It's usually 1 to 2 a day, but sometimes I'll hit like 3 in a day. So anywhere from 1 to 3 in a day. I haven't gone a day without one yet for like the past 5 days. I've had them at least 1 a day. So, you know, I think it's just more that I know what to look for this time. They're not painful. They're not like uncomfortable. It's just like, oh, that's something that's happening. So I figured it was just noteworthy, and I figured I'd mention it. You can now feel baby sparrow moving from the outside, which is really cool. So, you know, now my husband gets to feel her, and he gets to be more involved. He likes to come and like lay down right next to me and put his hand on my stomach and just wait for her to move. And then he'll like talk to her to try to get her to like wiggle around. So it's cool. Bear is not patient enough to hold still and like wait for her to move. He'll like put his hand on my stomach for like 3 seconds and be like, nope, bye mom. Like he doesn't have the patience required to wait for the baby to move. But it's nice because now, you know, other people can feel it from the outside. So it's fun. Let's see, my weight. Last week I was 239 or 239.5. I think it was just 239. But anyway, when I weighed myself this morning, I am 241. So that's like a 2-pound gain in like a week and 3 days, which is a lot. To me, I feel like it's a lot. But at the same time, I know that this wedding had a lot to do with that, because we ate like a lot of just crap food, and like airport food was like 2 days worth of my meals. And then we had the wedding meal one night, and like we went to this diner and had like pancakes and bacon and eggs. And the next morning at the hotel, we had pancakes and eggs and bacon and omelets and waffles and croissants and muffins. You know, and then of course the wedding meal, and then you got the cake and ice cream. Like, we ate a lot of not necessarily the healthiest food while we were there, and there was a lot of sitting involved. We'd eat a big meal, and then we'd do a lot of sitting. So I know that definitely contributed. So, you know, 2 pounds in a week for me is a lot. Hopefully that trend does not continue for the next 18 weeks. You know, 2 pounds every week, 'cause that would be really upsetting. So, you know, it's whatever though. So yeah, 2 pounds up. I have no new stretch marks yet. I am expecting them. I was covered by the end of pregnancy with my son. I was covered in stretch marks. I don't have any new ones yet. I noticed one is like starting to form. It's not an official stretch mark yet, but the top of one of my existing ones is getting darker. So I know it's gonna eventually turn into an actual stretch mark. So I'm just like rubbing cream on it every day to try to keep it as moisturized and keep the skin as supple as possible to prevent any kind of like damage. So maybe it won't turn, but knowing me, it'll turn. And I guess you guys probably will want to see my bump, so I will show that to you. And oh, that pile of clothes there, we have a bunch of new baby girl clothes. They were actually given to me by someone who follows my Tumblr. So she sent down a care package. They're clothes that her daughter wore over the past year, and they're all different sizes, and they're all so very cute. So if you want to see me like do a video on what is in that pile, please just comment below and let me know you want to see that, and I'll try to have that up sometime this week before I wash them all and put them away. I just unpacked them, so that's why they're sitting there. But yeah, so if you want to see that, just let me know. I didn't know if anyone would be interested. I mean, it's technically a haul, but we didn't buy anything. We didn't spend anything on it. It was a gift. So, yeah. But anyway, I digress. Here's the bump. Let's see if I can get you a good spot here. All right. This is the 22-week bump from the front. Oh. And from the other side. So, it's I like it, and then here's the bump itself. And my belly button is still an innie. And this is the, oh, there's a couple now. These are the tops of the stretch mark. I don't know if you can see the coloring, but they are starting to get purple. But, yep, this is the baby bump. It's getting pretty glorious. So people are definitely noticing, and they're asking me like, "Oh, when are you due? Is it a boy or a girl?" So people definitely notice now that I have a very noticeable baby bump, which is kind of cool. I like it. All right, sorry. I have like something in my throat, and I can't seem to get it out. So I think that's really it for pregnancy-related stuff. As always, if there's a topic you want to see me talk about, or you have questions that you want me to answer, please go ahead and leave them below. I think I'm probably going to wind up doing a Q&A video sometime within the next week. So I'm collecting questions for that. So if you have a Q&A question for me, just put it below, and just at the beginning or at the end of the question, put Q&A, like a Q ampersand A, so I know it's for the video and you don't want me to answer it right then and there on the thing. But yeah, I'm collecting questions for the video, so I don't know when I get enough questions. It could be next week. It could take a while to get the questions that you want to see me answer. So yeah, go ahead and send those questions on in. I will try to answer them as best I can. I'll probably cut it off at like 20 questions though. I won't take more than that. So whenever I get like 20 questions, I will do this video. And as always, if you want to see me talk about something, just leave it below and say, hey, could you make a vlog about this? I have had a bunch of requests lately to do day in the life videos. My life isn't very exciting right now because my son is not here. And, you know, I just kind of work. Today I'm off, obviously, but I just kind of like work. So it'll have to be like on a day when my son is home and we have things planned, and then I'll have to remember to film. I was going to do one, and then I just completely forgot to film. So, whoops. But I will try my best to get a day in the life up at some point within the next month. I will do what I can. I'm sorry. My life just, I feel like my life isn't exciting enough for you guys to want to see. I feel like it would just be so boring for you guys, because we kind of do like the same kind of things. Like we have a routine that we do, and I don't know, I feel like I would bore you guys to death. So, but I will do one if you really want me to do one. I think that really wraps up this video. I know this video got really long, and I'm really sorry. But as always, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for your love and support. It really, really does mean a lot. And until next time, bye.